Nestlé is one of the most powerful food and beverage companies in the world. Its products like Kit Kat, Nescafé, Purina, and Maggi are found in kitchens across the globe. And because of that, its leadership has always been under intense public and investor scrutiny. In 2024, a major change shook the company. Laurent Freixe, a veteran Nestlé executive with nearly 40 years of experience, was appointed as the new CEO. For many, he seemed like the perfect choice. He knew the company inside out, had successfully run operations in Europe and Latin America, and was respected internally for his focus on innovation and marketing. After years of slow growth and criticism of the previous CEO, Ulf-Mark Schneider, Freixe's arrival was supposed to represent stability and renewal. But behind the scenes, Nestlé was facing serious challenges. The company's shares had been underperforming, dropping steadily as investors lost patience. Competitors like Unilever and PepsiCo were moving faster in emerging markets, while Nestlé struggled in categories such as frozen foods and bottled water. Analysts were calling for a sharper strategy, leaner operations, and bold leadership. Yet, under Freixe, the company's stock kept falling, down nearly 17% during his short time in charge. Investors were growing restless, and whispers about Nestlé's lack of direction started spreading in the financial world. Then came the moment that would change everything. In the spring of 2025, Nestlé's internal whistleblower hotline, known inside the company as Speak Up, received anonymous complaints. These reports alleged that the CEO himself, Laurent Freixe, was engaged in a romantic relationship with a direct subordinate. For any company, such a claim is serious. But at Nestlé, with its strict code of business conduct, it was explosive. Executives are required to disclose any personal relationships that could create a conflict of interest. For the CEO, who held enormous power and influence, such a relationship, if kept secret, could compromise the integrity of decision-making, promotions, and corporate governance. At first, Nestlé looked into the matter and found no concrete evidence. The issue could have ended there. But more complaints began to surface. Employees continued to raise concerns, forcing the board to take a deeper look. This time, the investigation was led by Chairman Paul Bulck and Independent Director Pablo Isla, with the help of outside legal counsel. Their findings left little room for doubt. Not only did the relationship exist, but Freixe had failed to disclose it. And when questioned earlier, he had flatly denied it to the board. For Nestlé, this was a double violation. It wasn't simply about a personal relationship. It was about trust. The CEO, the face of the company, had broken the code of conduct and then misled the people responsible for overseeing him. In a company where ethics and global reputation are central to its image, this was seen as unforgivable. On September 1, 2025, the board made its decision. Nestlé announced that Laurent Freixe was dismissed immediately. There would be no severance package, no exit bonus, no graceful farewell. His nearly 40-year career with the company came to an abrupt and humiliating end. The board's statement was brief but firm. The decision was necessary to uphold the company's values and governance standards. The reaction was immediate. Investors and the media were stunned. In less than 12 months, Nestlé had lost not one but two CEOs. First Schneider, then Freixe. For a company that had long been known for its stability, this was uncharted territory. Nestlé's stock fell again, over 3% in a single day, adding to a steep decline over the past year. Analysts called it a historic crisis for the company's leadership, warning that Nestlé risked losing credibility if it didn't stabilize quickly. To prevent chaos, the board acted fast. Philipp Navratil, a long-serving executive who had successfully led Nestlé's coffee and Nespresso businesses, was appointed as the new CEO. Navratil was seen as disciplined, steady, and operationally focused. Exactly the kind of leader who could restore order in turbulent times. But even with a new face at the top, doubts lingered. Could Nestlé finally rebuild investor trust? Would Navratil be able to reset strategy, cut underperforming divisions, and double down on high-growth businesses like pet food and health nutrition? For many, the scandal carried lessons far beyond Nestlé itself. It was a reminder that no executive, no matter how senior or experienced, is above the rules. Corporate governance and ethics matter just as much as financial performance. A breach of trust at the very top can ripple through an organization, damaging morale, investor confidence, and public reputation. And so, the story of Laurent Freixe is not just about a CEO who lost his job. It is about how quickly a decades-long career can collapse when personal conduct collides with corporate values. For Nestlé, the world's biggest food company, this scandal marked a turning point, a painful but powerful reminder that even giants can be brought to their knees by the actions of a single leader.